What is up, guys? Did some updates on my channel since yesterday. Put a bunch of pictures on here from my archives. That's right, I popped in some old CD and DVD backups from the mid 2000s, 2006, 2007, 2008 looks like here. Actually it's 2007. This is some of the stuff is, of course, before we had HD and high resolution cameras in our phones. My old Windows smartphone from the mid 2000s, where they just barely had 3GP video is what a lot of these were made with. Plus some of them are clear though with the old Kodak camera. But you know, just tons of folders, archives. I'm just going through these. I mean, there's some old stuff. Like, look at this here. This is something a dude made to shade his AC unit from the sun. That's right. I thought I saw another picture here. Here's a one shot from down below. Yep, they think this makes a difference, and it really just restricts a lot of airflow, plus makes it hard to service. I have a video up of some of this stuff, and some people took a lot of offense to me mocking the sunshades, but you know, I tried to explain why they didn't work, and some of the people kind of chilled out after I explained it a little bit, and other people just think I'm a hater, or they just want to argue with me over it. Lots of archive photos. Here's looking at this. If I remember, this is when we had a lot of bad ECMs going around. The motor's actually shorting, and there was actually a shortage on some of this stuff. I would have some spare modules. I would find where the wires rubbed a lot, and that's all it was like, it would be like cap tubes in a Goodman from vibrations rubbing them and making them leak. Well, these windings here, and this is pretty blurry picture here, but they would right here where they crisscrossed from the high frequency pulses, they would rub through the coating and then become a short. There's a little better of a picture. And I used to like sometimes just separate those wires. I'd see where it shorted, ohm it out, it'd be good, and I'd slap another module on there until Train sent us like a warranty motor. That was a racer or something there. So I got tons of photos. Just let's see. Here's another day where I fixed some of those on a dude's air handler. Shorted out. So this is like a later 2000s. They had those taking a crap for a while. Actually, I was more closer to mid 2000s, I guess. Just, what was this? Oh, I remember that job. 2006. Wow, this guy's got a water leak, and then it stopped drawing any air through the return. Oh, looks like the DVD that's scratched is gonna get pissed off here. Come on, let's give it error. Sometimes the second time it'll work. Yeah, this is yeah, I got electronics cleaner under here too. I think this is a York, and the return went down from the house and then connected here, and it stopped getting airflow. That was why they called me. I'm like, yeah, wonder why it has no airflow. Full of water. They had it sealed up good enough that he wasn't getting a water leak, and it was like a bathtub in there, and it finally shut off all airflow. It trapped the return air. Look at that. That's awesome. This is a day I actually brought like a Kodak with me, so the pictures aren't too bad for being 2006. Yep, the guy had 2 units, that's right. But yeah, the water on this was just full. It just trapped it. Luckily, this was not just open wood, or he would have had the water coming out. It was sealed. I mean, whoever installed this actually sealed it, and it went down and up and over. So probably wasn't no Chance Roberts install. Yeah, it's held all that water in there. That's when I was sucking it out with the shop vac. You can see it was dropping down a little bit. And there's the bottom of it. Yep, that was awesome. So anyway, I probably have to I need to upload those pictures too, so I'm just going like this. Photos. That was pretty awesome. Where was that? Right here? Right here. Let's see what else I got. Somewhere in here, I still wanted to find it. I was telling somebody the other day that there was a carrier unit. I did a leak search, found a leak on it, and I guess they were running out of coils or having issues with coils for when they were first going to R410 a lot, and they gave me an all copper coil. Somewhere in my stash of photos, I should have that. Here's another interesting one. Look at this 1968 Fraser Johnson. I don't know why I called it a POS. This was in the mid 2000s, and the unit that was still running. So there should be. Look at that sucker. Yep. That's old, man. That sucker was still working though. That super boost. That should have ripped that sucker out of there. That sucker. Look at this sideways fan. This is the condenser section. Man, sucker was old. Here, this nasty house. I snuck some pictures on this house. Look at it. Just look at all this stuff. And that's why the coil was plugged solid. Look at that. Oh man, that sucker was nasty. Another picture of the backyard, that condenser unit. Yeah, that sucker was having a little issue with airflow. There I cut into the top of that all-star coil. Just had to get it going, man. Look at that rug. Just peeling that off. I don't think they had a filter in the return. There was clumps of it I was taking off. Getting it there, cleaning it. It looked pretty good when I was done there. Man, these people lived like that. They were pack rats. So, got lots of old pictures. Lots of different folders. I just dig through the archives. Oh wow, I haven't gone through these ones yet. I might even find even more pictures put in there. Actually, I think I did go through this one. Some of the worst drain pipes I've ever seen. People that, the only thing I could think of is they're trying to make the drain pipe look like the crack pipe. I mean, do you think this trap is working? It goes down, it has a vent right here, and then it goes through the trap. It's not trapping, and then it connects and goes down. That was awesome. Yep. I wonder if this is the one that I did order the coil for. I know I have somewhere on here. Oh yeah, look at this. This is that unit. I got okay pictures of what it looks like when you find a leak with the dye. Do you think that coil was leaking right here? Yeah. So that was the coil that ordered, and they gave me all copper coil, copper end plates, copper fins, copper tubes, of course. Somewhere in here is going to be photos of that. This was when I diagnosed it, so I don't know where those went, but I'm just going through this stuff. I got some serious collection of old photos here. I think this was an old GE or train. What do you guys think? I can't remember. It kind of looks like reminds me of train. Small over-under unit. There's the compressor section, electrical section. Old school, you know, see this how train likes to use the terminal board? I'm pretty sure this is a train. Could have been still under the GE logo. And then the air over under. Let's see. I think this one actually was, they went to where they had a slab coil and they drew the air in and then pushed it out. But I think this one drew the air through the return and pushed it through the coil and back down the supply. So this is the elbow. It's all white. It's hard to see. You guys probably never seen these units in most of the country. A lot of this stuff was popular here in Arizona in the 70s and 80s. And still in the 90s. They made over-unders. I forget what that screen was part of, but here's the other side of it. Drawing the air in, pushing it through the coil, back out. Pretty compact unit, definitely. It probably was only like a 2-ton unit or something on apartments. Yep, there's that. And that's another section. Oh yeah, here's like Hackery from the company out in Sun City West. They like to, the flue pipe went down and right in front of the furnace. You're supposed to service it right over the catwalk and then back up over here. Instead of just taking the time to use a butler strap and put it here, maybe moving a little bit of flex out of the way, and then curving over and going up through the roof, they had to do that. And then notice here, see this? You know how a lot of the older American Standard trains, you could only hook the coil up, I think it only had to go left-handed. Well, they didn't want to switch the supply and return and do it right when they sold a train here in place of another brand. So they wanted to lay it this way where the ductwork already was, so they have to put the access side to the drain, to the coil, TXV, everything on the back side, which was on these units. I think there's a picture of it facing the trusses. Yep, right here. See trusses? Because there's like a vaulted ceiling area over here. You could not work on it at all. Basically needed to uninstall the unit or take off the hangers and pull the whole unit away from the wall just to get into that. And I remember telling the boss about it at the time, and he just got mad at me for even bringing it up. It was like at first they were supposed to be do such good installs and everything, and then I started finding more and more of this. The rooftop units looked good, but their split systems, wow, some of them were horrible like this. And they were rushing the installers, man. It was like, most of it was like the management. They were just trying to make more and more money for the bosses or something. And they just did shit like this, man. It sucked. That was some Yellow Death in action right there. Look at that stuff coming out of there. I think this was a contraption I did when I used to change out those dual compressors in the Train 19Is. Just put my winch on a ladder to get one out, because they were sitting right side by side. Yeah, see, right here was the other compressor. They're real tight, so I used to just lift them straight up with the winch. Anyway, I could go through reviewing all this stuff, but there's a lot of crazy stuff in here. So I'll keep uploading some of the photos as I find them through here, and you guys check them out. Just go to click on my Google Plus account, and I'll try to put a link here down in the information.